Hello. The purpose of this recording is to give academic advising for finalizing students in the Department of Computing. And this recording is intended for the 2025-26 academic year. So it's important to bear in mind the graduation requirements. So in order to graduate, in general, students are going to require 24 credits at level 1, and of these, 18 must come from within the Faculty of Science and Technology. And then they're going to have 60 advanced credits, and advanced credits are from levels 2 and 3, and the major must also be satisfied. If you have a minor, that must also be satisfied. Now, students who are pursuing a major in computer science will need to pass 39 advanced credits from computing, and 30 of those credits are specified and 9 of them are electives. Students who are pursuing major in software engineering will need to have 39 advanced credits, and we specify 36 of those in the handbook, and 3 of them are electives. And if your major is information technology, well, you have to have 42 advanced credits, and we specify 39 of those credits, again in the handbook, and 3 of them are electives. And if your major is computer studies, then you have to have 33 advanced credits from computing. We specify those 33 credits, and then you have to have an additional 27 advanced credits, which can be drawn from either computing, economics, management, or mathematics. Now, in addition to the requirement for the advanced credits, you're going to have to pass either Found 1014 or Found 1019, and then 2 more, Found 1301 and Found 1101. However, you can substitute exactly one of Found 1301 or Found 1101 with foreign language that is taken. Note, for all students who started after the 2022-23 academic year, you will also have to have taken and passed a foreign language while you are at UWI, unless you're exempt. And the main way that most students will get an exemption is if they took a foreign language either at CSEC or CAPE and passed, obviously. Okay, so this just summarizes some of the required courses. So if your major is computer science, you're going to be required to have taken Comp 3101, Comp 3220, Comp 3161, and Comp 3901 at level 3. And then you have to have an additional 9 advanced credits. And this is assuming you've already taken those 6 core courses at year 2. If your major is information technology, then you will have to take Comp 3161 and Comp 3901, and Info 3106, Info 3110, Info 3155, Info 3170, and Info 3180. If your major, and then 3 more credits from computing. If your major is software engineering, and this is software engineering, then you should take SWEN 3130, SWEN 3145, SWEN 3185, SWEN 3920, and Comp 3911. All right. As we've advised students at level 2, only sign up for courses whose prerequisites you have satisfied. In general, you will not be granted overrides to advance if you're missing prerequisites. So if you're missing prerequisites for core courses, ensure that those are satisfied. All right. So if your major is computer science and you're proceeding normally, this is what we think your course selection ought to be. So in semester 1, you will pick Comp 3101 and Comp 3220, and then a computing elective and another computing elective. Of course, this assumes you had already taken one computing elective at year 2. And then you have space for 2 more electives that can come from anywhere in the university. And in semester 2, then you take Comp 3161, Comp 3901, a second computing elective for this academic year, and then 2 more elective courses that can come from anywhere in the university, and then your last foundation course. If your major is software engineering, then we expect that in semester one, you're going to take SWEN 3130 and SWEN 3145 and your computing elective, and then two more elective courses. And then in semester two, we expect you to take SWEN 3165, SWEN 3185, SWEN 3920, and either Comp 3911 or Comp 3912, and then your last foundation course. Note that if your major is software engineering, we'll also expect that you will register again for SWEN 3920 in the summer term. Okay, so you register for it in summer semester two as well as summer term, and then your grade will be posted at the end of summer term. All right. If your major is information technology, then we expect that you will register for Info 3106 in semester one, Info 3170, Info 3155, and your first computing elective, and then one more elective course, right? And then in semester two, you take Comp 3161, Comp 3901, Info 3110, Info 3180, and your third and final foundation course. If you're going to major in the computer studies option, and I say major in quotes, then we expect that in semester one, you take Comp 3101 and Comp 3220, and then 3 elective courses that are chosen from either, level 3 comp, math, or econ or management courses. And then in semester 2, you take Comp 3161, Comp 3901, Info 3110, and then 2 elective courses chosen from level 3 comp, math, econ, or management courses. Okay, and then your third and final foundation. Now, we have spoken a little bit about elective courses, and so at this time, I'm going to talk a little bit about some options for your elective courses. So one elective course you might take is Comp 3162, Data Science Principles. And this course will introduce students to the basic foundation concepts in data analysis, and students will get hands-on experience applying several techniques and algorithms to access, transform, and analyze data, to study and understand the underlying trends. So why should you take this course? Well, there are growing opportunities in data analysis across industries and disciplines, and the content from the course will cover the process and specific techniques which form the foundation for a career in data science. And you are going to get practical examples in projects that are focused on current issues and working with real world data sets. For example, doing some text mining with data from this network formerly known as Twitter. It's now called X. Next, this year we have Comp 3191, Principles of Computer Networking. And this course teaches students about the principles behind the construction of a global scale network, the internet. And so you will learn about the technology behind things like YouTube and Netflix. You're going to learn about congestion control, which can make you a better mobile or web developer. You learn about HTTP2, which actually exploits knowledge of congestion control to be better. You'll also be able to build simplified versions of routing protocols, and then you also learn about how computers are able to deal with errors when they are communicating. Another, and the prerequisite for this course is Comp 2190. Another one is Comp 3652 language processors, and this course will reveal to you the magic behind interpreters and compilers. So you might want to take this course so that you are empowered to build parsers for artificial languages, such as programming languages, or to build translators between different languages, or building efficient converters between arbitrary structured data formats. And by taking this course, you are going to learn why processing natural languages is hard, and why different programming languages seem to have different execution. Another elective course this year is SWEN 3120, Software Architecture. And so in this course, you will learn about how to make the decisions that govern the overall software design process, software project design, and implementation. And you're also going to learn how to evaluate an existing implementation to identify the causes of the performance and identify maintenance and other non-functional challenges. You will learn how to work collaboratively in a team to refactor some existing open source projects, to improve aspects about the architecture of some existing open source project. And why might you want to take this course? Well, employers need team members who understand how to contribute to ongoing complex projects. And they also want team members who can improve not just the function of their product, but also the performance, availability, scalability, and maintainability of the project. So it's a hands-on course rather, and it will contribute to your project portfolio, right? You will learn, for example, some employers these days actually want you to have a GitHub account. They want to see what you have done on GitHub. So this is a great way to get started. Some other elective courses that are offered, Comp 2130, Systems Programming, Comp 3029, an Introduction to Quantum Computing, Comp 3702, the Theory of Computation, which is a very good course if your major is computer science. Info 3165, Security Analysis and Digital Forensics. Info 3435, E-commerce. This year we are not offering SWEN 3001, Android Application Development 1, or Parallel Computing, Comp 3410, or Embedded Systems, Comp 3801. So what are your next steps? Well, first, you should prepare your degree plan if one doesn't exist, or update it if it exists. Then you should talk to an academic advisor, especially if you have questions. I would recommend talking to an academic advisor, and then you should register for your courses. I know some of you are registering for courses just on the basis of what your peers are telling you, but talk to an academic advisor before registering. So what are some common registration errors? Well, a prerequisite and test score error is very common. And this is just an indication that you have not passed all the prerequisites for a given course. For example, you might be trying to take, say, the Comp 3220 Principles of AI course, whereas you have not yet passed either Comp 2201 or Comp 2211. You may also see a program restriction error, which is a sign that you're trying to register for a course that's restricted to students in a program, such as SWEN 3 something. Or you may see a campus restriction error, which is an indication that you're trying to take a course that's not available at your campus. For example, you're a student registered at Western Jamaica and you're trying to take a course that is offered at Mona, or vice versa. You're a Mona student and you're trying to take a course that's exclusively for students at Western Jamaica. Or you may see a linked course required error, which is basically an indication that you have not selected all the parts of a course for registration. There's also the maximum hours exceeded, which says you have exceeded the maximum number of credits for that semester. At this time, I'm going to provide some academic advising. All right. So first of all, you will notice that the core courses are no longer offered in both semesters, as was the case when you were at year one. What this means is that the threat of losing time in your degree if you fail a core course at year three is much higher than it was at year one, right? So please just apply yourselves accordingly. You're very close to the end. Go to your lectures, go to your tutorials, right? You get programming assignments or homework, start early. Don't wait until the end. Okay. Next, your degree GPA and your class of degree is dependent on your grades in your levels 2 and 3 courses, not just in computing, all of them, right? So apply yourselves accordingly. Work hard, pass your courses on the first time of asking. Don't, pay people to do your work for you, as I'm going to discuss in a later slide. So you're in third year, and hopefully you have developed good study habits during your time at the university, right? So if you haven't, now's a good time to start. Schedule your time, and that's time to go to your classes, time to study, right? Do your work on time. It's better to do a little bit of work consistently throughout the semester than trying not doing work, and then when exams come, you try to memorize in the hopes that you will perform well on the exam. Very often it doesn't work well. Attend all your course sessions. When you get out of class, go review the material. When you go to prepare before you go to your tutorials. When you come out of your tutorial, even the same day, review the material. Carry out the exercises on your own time as well. It's very important. Another one is academic integrity, right? Please do not pay people to do your work for you. That's a very common one. Why? Some of you are very close to graduating. You might, if you do that, you don't develop the skills that employers are looking for. It's not honest as well. And the fact that you don't have those skills means you may not even get the jobs that you really want. And discipline, right? So that's one reason. The other thing is, when you cheat, for example, you devalue your own confidence in your own skills, and you also devalue the quality of the degrees from the institution. It reflects badly on all of us. So please do the right thing. And I know that many of you are capable of choosing to do the right thing. If you have further questions, the undergraduate coordinators in the Department of Computing for the year 25-26 are Dr. Philippa Bennett and Dr. Paul Gaynor. Their names and email addresses are on the screen, so you may contact them. All the best this coming academic year.